Charo. Here is a woman who was twice named the best classical flamenco guitarist in the world, and somehow, the world still managed to miss the point entirely. Most people think they know her. They remember the sequins, the big hair, the infectious laugh, the coochie-coochie. They saw the performances, they clapped, they smiled, and then, almost without realizing it, they moved on. They loved the show so much that they never bothered to look past it. And that might be one of the greatest oversights in entertainment history. Maria del Rosario Pilar Martínez Molina Baeza was born on January 15, 1951, in Murcia, Spain. From the very beginning, something was different about her. By the age of 9, she wasn't just playing guitar, she was studying it. Not as something to pass the time, but with the kind of focus and discipline most people spend their whole lives searching for. And that dedication didn't go unnoticed. Andrés Segovia, one of the most revered classical guitarists who ever lived, recognized her extraordinary talent and personally took her under his wing. Let that sink in for a moment. One of the greatest musicians of the 20th century saw in this young girl from Murcia something rare enough to invest in. That alone should have rewritten every assumption the world would ever make about her. But audiences had already made up their minds. When bandleader Xavier Cugat discovered her and brought her to America, what captivated crowds was her energy, her warmth, her magnetic presence. The 1970s became essentially her decade. She appeared on The Tonight Show, The Love Boat, The Carol Burnett Show, Hollywood Squares. Constantly, brilliantly, unforgettably. Every appearance left people grinning. And every single time, they underestimated her. Because while the cameras were catching the laugh and the personality, they were missing the hours of practice behind every performance. Guitar Magazine didn't name her the best classical flamenco guitarist in the world once. They named her that twice. Not most entertaining, not most charismatic. The best, technically, undeniably the best. Then, in the 1980s, Charo made a decision that took a different kind of courage. She stepped back. She relocated to Hawaii, with her husband Kiel, raised her son Shell, performed locally, and chose the quiet life over the spotlight. For a woman, the world had always associated with big energy and bigger stages. That kind of stillness required real strength. But she wasn't finished. In 1994, she returned with Guitar Passion, an album that performed impressively on the Latin charts, and introduced her to an entirely new generation. Slowly, something began to shift. People started to hear what had always been there beneath the spectacle. A virtuoso, a classically trained musician, a woman who had weathered doubt and decades of being misread and come out the other side still playing beautifully. The coochie-coochie was real. So was every note she ever played. She wasn't hiding one behind the other. She was offering both, openly, generously, to anyone paying close enough attention. Charo earned everything she has. Every accolade, every stage, every moment of recognition. The only thing she never quite earned was being taken seriously from the start. And that says a lot more about the audience than it ever said about her. If this story reminded you that talent doesn't always come packaged the way we expect, give this video a like and subscribe. There are plenty more stories like this one waiting for you.